So I'm in Korea and I thought it'd be kind of fun to do like a month in the life slash 5 things about how being an international student changed me. And I think that there's a lot of international students, but you feel like a little bit alone in your process. If you're out there, like leave a comment, like I want to know who you are. International students, also referred to as TCKs, third culture kids, grew up in a country that is not their passport nationality, and you walk away with a really confusing identity. You end up being very malleable because you go to school with other cultures, you grow up in a country that you don't completely relate to. There isn't one place that I identify and attach home to. You know, I feel like you could kind of like plot me down anywhere and I'll find my group of people and my way around. But sometimes it's also a little confusing because you're like, which parts of me are me and which parts of me are my environment. As I go back and forth between Korea and LA, it's even more confusing because there's parts of me that like pop up when I'm in Korea and I'm like, where is this like when I'm in LA? And then I like lose it again when I go to Los Angeles. As an international student, you will probably suffer perpetually from adult homesickness. I guess you're just like never fully complete in one place because you have homes in so many places. I come to Korea and there are parts of LA that I miss so much, like my friends, my community, my boyfriend. And then like when I'm in LA, there's parts of me that I miss so much about Korea, like my family, different comforts that I can't get there, and you're just perpetually in a state of like missing a place or a person or a thing. And while that may not sound ideal, I guess the beauty of always being homesick is that you don't identify one place as home, which makes kind of like the whole world like your oyster. If I were to move somewhere completely new, I would probably find someone there too that I went to international school with. So for me, like I'm not that scared of moving and starting new somewhere else because I've already done that, and that was probably one of the tougher moves, growing up in a place where all my family is and all my friends are, and then moving and having all my friends move to like a completely new place too. I always say like, I don't know if I'm gonna move to another state, but I know that I'm probably gonna move to another country at some point, and that's pretty cool. I think that the way I view friendships and relationships is pretty different after going to international school. The people I hold dearest to my heart, I don't get to see them for most of the year because we all live in different places. So we have a motto, which is 가끔씩 오래 보자 in Korean, and it just means like, let's see each other for a long time infrequently. And that's just translated so badly. I know that I can't see you for most of the year, but we're gonna see each other like for the rest of our lives. Pretty cool, like the loyalty and attachment and just like the longevity of that. And it changes the way that I see relationships because I don't necessarily need to talk to you every day or hang out with you all the time to consider you one of my closest friends. Like to me, it's really the quality over the quantity. And I have pockets of friends like everywhere in the world, and that's kind of cool too. I also think that as we become adults, that's how our friendships will probably evolve more and more. Once I give you that friendship, that loyalty lives on, and we're gonna be seeing each other for the rest of our lives until we're grandmas and I'm rolling around in my grave. And I think that's like a beautiful way to approach a relationship. Like, we're gonna be friends forever. Like, truly. I'm always hit with nostalgia and memories when I come back because to me it feels very frozen in time, visiting a place that I spent my childhood in and grew up in that I don't spend the rest of like my adult life in. I read somewhere that like you should go visit places you grew up in before they go away, and that feels like me every time I come to Korea. I remember so distinctly things that happened there because that's like my last recollection of it, and the people that were important to me then and who I was then as a person. It brings back like a good flood of memories, and it's a good indicator of how far I've come and just like a tribute to like, wow, like I've changed so much. It's like a pretty clear milestone of like who you were then and who you are now. And I guess it's just very like holistic, and it always makes me think a little bit deeper than I would at a place that I'm at 24/7. You get used to saying goodbye, you know. I don't think it ever really gets easier. You know, there's always that moment when your heart's kind of like sinking at the airport, and you're like about to hand the person like your passport, and you like look behind and you like wave to your parents, and like they wave back to you and they're like sad, you know, and it happens like every year. That like hits my heart hard. So I can associate that feeling of sadness so quickly just because like I experience it pretty often. I don't really think there's like a deeper meaning or lesson to be learned from saying goodbye. Like I think it's always going to be hard to say bye to the people that you care about and love, knowing that you can't spend time like this with them again for like a while. I think I'm just thankful to have things that are so hard to say bye to. On the flip side, whenever I'm landing at an airport, I'm always so excited to see the people that like was so hard to say bye to, whether that be like my friends or boyfriend in LA or my parents and friends like in Korea. So yeah, I guess it's like a flippity flop. There's always people you're gonna miss on the other end of the world, and there's always people you're gonna be excited to see again, waiting on the other side. Eat all the stuff that I've been wanting to eat because I love Korean food.